Hi, I'm Ryan, and welcome to my coding bootcamp journey. In this series, I will share my experiences as I learned to code through Flatiron School's web development program. If you know anyone else that would enjoy this series, please send them to the link at the bottom of your screen. Okay, so what's new? I was pretty damn swamped last week, so I didn't have time to record. So yeah, that's why I had to skip a week. Um, last week we started getting into object relationships, and as far as how instances in two different classes communicate, and yeah, that was real tricky. Um, so, yeah, and this week we're getting into website scraping, and again, continuing use object relationships, and yeah, it's still still a challenge, and with the website scraping part. Yeah, working with CSS kind of reminds me of that scene of Peter Griffin trying to install horizontal blinds. If you're not if you're not familiar, he's trying to put up horizontal blinds. They don't quite look right, so he adjusts some things and try to it looks even worse, and then he tries to fix this other thing. He gets all tangled, and so yeah. That's how I feel dealing with CSS. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's been going on. So, yeah. And struggles. Aside from having to deal with horizontal blinds attacking me, um, uh, I've been one thing that's kind of been internal with me is trying. One struggle is trying to keep perfection from getting away from in the way of functional, and with my code, and I mean by that I try not going for an elegant design yet. I'm a big fan of the MythBusters, and both of the hosts, Jamie Heineman and Adam Savage, they're both very different. But as I definitely see some aspects of me in them, or yeah, they resonate with me in different ways. Because I definitely see a Jamie Heineman who's in me, who's that he's slower, he's more methodical, and usually goes for more simpler design. And Adam, a lot of times he's moving fast, he's doing a lot of work, but he's going in totally the wrong direction. And Jamie doesn't really talk that much, and Adam is just, yeah, he likes to talk. And they often both have very different approaches on how to solve a problem. And while I've been working through these labs, I'm often looking for an over elegant design that th- and I should be kind of going more for the Jamie model of just, all right, it just, just get it to work. Instead of looking for instead of trying to rice the code, just get the darn thing to work and move on. And the elegance will come later. So that's been a struggle for me, is just let's just go back to basics and get something that works. We don't care at this point, at this stage of my development. Don't really care about having of optimization. Well, for one thing, we're not dealing with like much overhead in terms of the code that I'm working with. They're like maybe kilobytes in size. So let's not, we're not coding in C. So don't really optimization really shouldn't be part of my process, but it's still kind of creeping in. Another main struggle I have is time management. Just the other day, while I was kind of taking a break from a lab, I thought, okay, the time that I set, I don't think I've set enough time to work on this every week, because I was started bleeding into the weekends as far as trying to get this stuff done, and then I started wondering, okay, how am I spending my time? I mean, am I futzing around too long? Could I, kind of looking at that, and so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that is just okay. Let's take a look at how I'm actually spending this time, which takes us into. So one victory I had is that I was I was kind of in between things, and I noticed one of my classmates had asked a question, and it was on a lab that I had already completed. We were building a gems file for Ruby gems, which are like plugins or extensions or additional libraries that you can call upon and use. And they call them gems because Ruby. And I saw I struggled with the same exact error that he was asking for help on, and I saw immediately what it was, and he was calling the same gem twice, and so one was overriding the other, and so I'm like, yeah, if you comment out line two, that should get this to pass, and so that, um, so yeah, I really like that I was able to quickly help him on that. And getting as far as the time management, I found a one victory is I found a good time tracking app called Pendulums, plural, and I'll put a link in the show notes. It's open sourced. It's released in the GPL, and their code's up on GitHub, and they have apps for Windows, Mac, and Linux. And so I've got that set up on my laptop, and it just really good design, both in terms of the look and how it works, because it just gets out of my way. You get unlimited what they call projects, and so I set up separate ones for when I'm working on lessons, one when I'm looking on working on labs. I have one for break, and so and you can switch between tasks really easily using the icon in the system tray, and switching between tasks. It takes all of like maybe 3 clicks and 15 seconds or so. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing uh, how my time management improves just by being aware of what I'm spending it on. And if I'm like spending a lot of time kvetching to myself about a lab that I'm struggling with, when I really could be spending uh, that same amount of time with a technical coach and get further along, and so stuff like that. So I've committed, 30 hours a week to this, which is beyond what Flatiron School said that I would need in order to complete this. So again, I'm trying to optimize here. So there's a phrase called red grain refactor, meaning first it's broken, then you get it to work, and then you optimize. So right now I'm pretty sure my time management application is broke. Well, no, Pendulums work, but my own personal time management program, not the. Sorry. Um, so I'm trying to get that to work, and then once and then I'll refactor and yep, and optimize even more if I need to. Uh, so yeah, so that's what I have for victories. And what am I looking forward to? Well, next we get a break week sandwiched between two project weeks. So starting next week, we actually get started on our first portfolio project, which will be running a command line or terminal application that scrapes a website. And so next week that's what we're working on. Then we get a break week, and then we get another project week. So it'll be a nice little change of pace. And honestly, I could use a little break. Um, and then yeah, okay, I'm getting a little too ahead of myself. So yeah, that's all we got. That's all I have for you this week. So I do thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date, please like and subscribe. Feel free to check out the rest of my series. And if you do have any comments or questions, please post them below. And I'll see you in the next chapter.